Looks a bit like something out of a video I saw recently. Better colour as well. Right, I jet washed these. Still filthy. I'll try a bit of wheel cleaner, I think. Right, Easy Car Care Geogel. Alkaline foaming wheel cleaner. easycarcare.co.uk. Made in Britain. Leave it for a bit. Right, what witchcraft is this? Hey, look, that. What? How? If it's that good, why is it not melting everything? How? It's like 5 minutes. It's so good, I'm tempted to even do the inside. I'd have to take the wheels off. The inside barrels are an absolute mistake. That's impressive. What you don't have to do with the back ones because they don't create any dust. Astonishing. Right, despite being cleaned, you still see the roof is patchy. So I'm going to try and use a bit of car paint polish and a little buffer. See what happens. Well, it's sort of done something, but there's still a funny layer. I've taken the old plate off. As you can see, it's going to be an advisory on the MOT because it's old as fuck. I ripped it off, and now you have to deal with this shit. Now you could sit there for ages and ages just doing this, and eventually the skin will come off your fingers. And then once you've got the foam part off, you can either get WD-40 in there to break up the adhesive, or you can use brake cleaner to do it. Or what you can do is use steam. Get rid of the water first. And it just softens the adhesive underneath. Makes it easier to scrape off without damaging anything. Right, that has removed enough of the foamy shit. You can actually get in there now with proper stuff, you know, WD-40 or brake cleaner or whatever, just to break down the glue, and that'll wipe straight off. We'll demonstrate both. Let's go with this one. Not the fastest method, but if it's on a flat panel, it's nice and easy. You can just lay a cloth over it, spray it with WD-40 and then leave it, and it soaks in. But as it runs off the pan, it makes it a bit more awkward. Right, now let's try grease ape. Still not sponsored. Yeah, once the brake cleaner actually gets into it and you start rubbing, it does all come off, but it takes a while for it to actually get in. So I'm wondering about soaking that and holding it in position, hoping it, and then just absorb it. It's a bit more work, but Seems to be quicker. Either way is good. Seems to have soaked in there. Once it soaked in, it actually wasn't too bad. Until it soaked in, of course, it was absolutely blank, but nice. Week 3 Project Vulcan, probably not doing much to the car to be honest with you. What we do have though, metal backing plate. Goes on the wall and you hang plastic bins on it. One of those used to be up there, but obviously I had to move it because Tesla Powerwalls. So I moved onto the door. But now I've got a sort of short wide one. It'll go in nicely there. And then once that's up, I've got these plastic boxes that go up. And then once they're up, I've got nuts, bolts and washers of all different sizes, because this is just an absolute tip. You know, nothing's labelled. I sort of know the average sizes and I know where things should be, but you know you'll go in there for something, you'll need 2, you'll find 1. So I thought it's just easier just to get a full set. And I promise, I'm not sponsored. I know I've said this before. I'm not sponsored by Grease Ape, but I did buy these from Grease Ape. I think the problem is that they said, I think I bought something from them ages ago and they just bombarded me with emails and they just said a lot of things I really want. So, yeah, we've got washers, nuts, bolts. I'll just find out where my label printer is so I can label at the fronts so I know what they are. And later on, I'll show you something about that and about that. I held the back panel in position and use a little squirty marker to mark all the holes. And I even give you the 6mm raw plugs in all the packs of stuff. So I'm going to throw a few holes in there. Right, put them in loosely because they're not going to line up properly. Phillips head. So posi drive myself, but this is obviously stuff they got from China. So. Well, it's nice they give you 24 packs to match the 24 bins, but there doesn't seem to be a good way to lay them out. Like, surely you'd want all your M10s, the M10 washers and your M10 nylock nuts and your plain nuts. How are you supposed to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's fair enough. 6. Because that would work. You've got 2 there, 2 of those, 6. And there's 6 in a row. But then next time, you've got 3 lots of M8, and you've got 2 lots of M8 washers, and then 2 different types of M8 nuts. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With only 6 in a row. So it's all over the place. This is going to be terrible. I think I'm going to start with the heavy ones at the bottom and work my way up to the light ones. Obviously, because the heavy ones are bigger, they're going to need the larger trays. And it doesn't really matter, I suppose. I can always look and see what they are and the sizes, as I'll have put labels on the front of the bins. Now, I don't know how old you are, but if this was your first mobile phone, you're as old as I am. This makes me fucking itch. Right, M10. Yep, fair enough. 2 lots of bolts, 2 lots of nuts, 2 lots of washers. M8, 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 Right. But then you've got M6, this is fine. Again, we've got 2 lots of each, that's fine. M5, okay, M5, M5, M5. And then I've had to put the last M8 washers up there, because these are repair washers or penny washers. So it's thrown it right out. And grease ape, you dirty, dirty bastards. Why the fuck would you give me so many fucking bolts that they don't fit in the trays you give them? What am I supposed to do with these? Turd. It's a little bit dark in here, but it's a good job I've got one of these. Obviously it's not real neon. It's only fake, but it's nice. And this, despite what it looks like, it's actually orange. And currently on the lowest setting. Ah! Fucking hell. Right, can we induce seizures? Oh, we can as well. Ooh. Right, this car makes a noise. Listen. And some of that is a sloshing from the water in the tanks. But there's a definite knocking noise. Okay, it's very common. Take a look around there. It shouldn't have that much movement. And that is why I've got these. Didn't have time to go to Smart, so I bought the some cheapy ones. These are Vulcan. So yeah, these are cheap copies. Now Smart did update their version. It's actually got a like a fabric liner on the inside, which will reduce the chance of it happening again. And I think from Smart they're only about like 13 quid a pair or something like that. And these cost me about £6. So I'm not expecting them to be perfect, but certainly a lot better than that. Thankfully they're fairly easy to change. You need to take that nut off, and then you can take the bracket off and slide the rubber bush thingy out, put the new one in. Helps to add a little bit of copper grease around it. I'm not going to bore you by showing it fitted. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm going to pause a little bit on this one. Originally I was going to fit that lift kit. It's not going to be good enough. It's taken a while, but I managed to get through to another company that does a much better and bigger lift kit. But I think it's going to take at least a month to get here, so I'll find something else to record. And the thing we're going to record today is a robot lawnmower, because I'm a massive YouTuber now, so obviously I'm making a shitload of money. You know, I don't want to boast or anything, but in the last 6 weeks I've made 26 quid. So I thought, to save myself £25 every 2 weeks, so £50 a month, getting the gardener to come in and do me the lawn, I'd spend 750 quid on a robot lawnmower, because obviously that makes a lot of sense, I think. Yeah, on one hand I'm good with money, but then on the other hand I buy things like this. I'm the same person who bought a key cutting machine for 300 quid, I think it was, instead of just going to the key cutting place and have it done for a fiver. But it's always handy to have these things just in case. So this is a Motion Yucca Mini. You know, I haven't got a massive garden, but really we should be mowing our own grass, not paying somebody else to come in and do it. This is my version of mowing my own grass. Right, that's the baseboard. There should be screws or something that screw it into the ground, so reverse up to sit her on charge. It's got a thing called RTK, which is, it's like GPS, but not GPS. And you don't have to use it, but it does help. You connect this thing to a little antenna type thing, and it knows exactly whereabouts it is. So once you've set the boundaries of your garden, it doesn't disappear off. Power supply, the old, yeah, the Hitler something, pointless thing. Right, that's the RTK antenna thingy. There's lots of thingies in this. I imagine this is probably pointless instructions and stickers and stuff. Pointless instructions. More RTK stands. I imagine it's probably an aerial of some sort. I believe that probably goes in the bottom of that. Blades. Oh, we look at that, another thingy. Is there a carrying handle? Or am I going to hurt myself? So that's a little bit dodgy. They tell you to lift it out, but there's bloody razor blades hanging around on these things. You know, I thought because they were sitting in there that they weren't attached to the vehicle. So be very careful when you lift it out. That's the rest of the charging base station thing. Yeah, it's alright. It does actually say on the front here, it's got a little sticker showing you how to pick it up like that. But even if you are going to pick it up like that, these bits are still a bit sharp, and your fingers are 6 inches away from razor blades. I know a lot of people probably think that you need a big, whopping, great, flat bit of metal spinning around to cut grass, but you actually don't. Grass is really quite fragile. And the thing with these, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to just use normal blades. You could probably even sharpen them, I suppose. But as I say, grass, it's fairly easy to cut. As much as I hate to do this, instructions. Congratulations on reading the instructions. You are gay. Seems a bit harsh, but fair play. I'm using the instructions, so it's a bit of a given, really. Scan the QR code for complete user manual. Download the app. Scan the QR code for the tutorial. Any issues, scan this QR. Again, a lot of fucking QR codes. Proper IKEA looking stuff. They were Torx something or other. What? Come out. What? Why? Why would you do this? Just make the bit of plastic with the window, have a little bit on the end of it, so you actually just pull it, not a separate bit that comes off, you knobs. Right, you've got options with the RTK antenna. You can either stick it in the ground, but it's got to be like miles away from anything, so pretty much right in the middle of your garden, and then you can connect it to the power supply of the dock. They do give you some amount of cable, so you can do that, but then I'm presuming really you want it near the outside, otherwise the cable's going to be trading across the garden. That's just going to get run over and that's going to kill it. Or you can connect it to the side of your house, which you'll probably just connect it to the side of this workshop, and then they give you a little power supply, which is alright, and that's the power supply for the main unit. Now that's actually a standard and fairly cheap connection. You could probably make yourself, or even buy yourself, a long extension for that. The problem I've got is that it's going to be in my back garden, which is over that way, but the plug is over that way. That's not going to reach. So unless I get a waterproof extension lead, which I probably do have somewhere, I can just buy an extension lead for whatever that is. That might even be a connector number, I don't really know. I'll have to look into it. Okay, now if you want that to go in the ground with the RTK antenna on top of it, that's what this is for. Yeah. It's not the most sharp, but you probably still kill some of it. I mean, it's still going to the ground okay, that'd be fine. Right, if you are going to stick this antenna in the middle of the garden and you've got this cable running absolutely everywhere, they give you these to hold it down. Probably wouldn't trust it, to be honest. I'm not sure how good the cable is, but I'd be tempted to just bury it. Otherwise that thing's going to go across it and just tear it to shreds. I had to laugh at this. Right, you've got the plastic screws for screwing it down, that's fair enough, but then they've also moulded on the side of it an Allen key, plastic Allen key. Cheap, but you know, I guess so. You're only going into ground, it's not like you're going to go into metal or anything. Fair enough. We shall go and fix it in the garden! Can you even see this floating shit? Walking through my garden, it's like going into hyperspace. It starts off like that, and then it starts going like this, and it turns into this shit, and shit like that, and it just does the old hyperspace thing. Right. I thought I was going to stick that in that corner, but there's so much shit. I've got a nice garden, but when it gets to the edges, it's a bit of a shit show. A bit like inside my workshop, to be honest. So I'm just going to use these and stick one in each hole, stop it moving around. Otherwise the mower might have a little bit of a spastic out when it can't get on properly. Alright, it's bolted down, it's plugged in, it's doing a little flashy thing. It made a bit of a samurai sword ching noise, so I'm going to leave it to have a little charge, I think. Yeah, that was simple enough. Just screwed it in, fed the cables in through there, connected it to power, and there's the dock. I've run the cable around the side there. It's about 8 metres long, I'd say. It's not too bad. And then I had to do like a little perimeter check where you actually drive it around the perimeter of your lawn, and then it knows exactly where it's going. And currently it's doing its own little thing now, so most it's going to take 3 hours. That's what it wants to do. I put the RTK aerial in the corner there so it can see all of the garden, including all that bit, but you don't actually have to be in line of sight of that to make it work, because I've got some little bit of garden around there that apparently it's going to be fine with. So we'll leave it to do its little dance, and might just move this cable because I don't really want it going through 240 volts of cable. Wouldn't necessarily be the best idea, but it'd be interesting to see if it gets caught or trapped anywhere. I didn't bother mapping all of the garden. I did all the bits that we normally do, but there are bits around the back here with big stumps hanging out the ground and bricks for some reason. I did try and map it around here, but then there's stumps and stuff, and it was just getting a bit caught up. I thought I might as well just start again and just do the bit that we would normally do. Obviously around the burning barrel. Up the side here, I'll probably have to move the topsoils, otherwise I might get a little bit confused when it gets to. Don't really want it mowing the topsoil. And yeah, well, up the side there. And it should keep clear of any cars, and anything does end up on the lawn, like bras for some reason, it should miss them. So all we can do is leave it, see how it goes. Yeah, one thing about it that's only just come to mind is, well, I moved the topsoil over there and just walked around there. I thought, hang on, it stopped working. So I thought I was going to check it. That's where it dawned on me how quiet it is. It's incredibly quiet. Got it set to 50mm, so I thought it's better for the grass to cut it long more often, and then once I know it works okay, I can always bring it down if I want to. It's hardly a putting green, is it?